안녕하세요. 반갑습니다, 여러분. 이번 시간에는 여성 생식계통에 대해서 학습하는 시간입니다. 자, 그럼 같이 시작하겠습니다.
자궁경부 암종, 자궁목 암종.
Carcinoma of the cervix, carcinoma of the cervix, carcinoma of the cervix.
사람 유두종 바이러스.
Human papillomavirus, human papillomavirus, human papillomavirus.
생식기 사마귀.
Genital wart, genital wart, genital wart.
형성 이상증 이형성.
Dysplasia, dysplasia, dysplasia.
제자리 암종.
Carcinoma in situ, carcinoma in situ, carcinoma in situ.
원뿔절제, 원추절제.
Conization, conization, conization.
근치 자궁절제.
Radical hysterectomy, radical hysterectomy, radical hysterectomy.
파파니콜로 검사.
Pap test, pap test, pap test.
자궁 목상 피내 종양, 자궁경 부상 피내 종양.
Cervical intraepithelial neoplasia, cervical intraepithelial neoplasia, cervical intraepithelial neoplasia.
자궁경부암.
Cervical cancer, cervical cancer, cervical cancer.
자궁경부염.
Cervicitis, cervicitis, cervicitis.
자궁경부밀환.
Cervical erosion, cervical erosion, cervical erosion.
동결지짐.
Cryocauterization, cryocauterization, cryocauterization.
자궁내막 암종.
Carcinoma of the endometrium, carcinoma of the endometrium, carcinoma of the endometrium.
자궁내막암, 자궁속마감.
Endometrial cancer, endometrial cancer, endometrial cancer.
자궁굴거냄술, 자궁소파술.
Dilation and curettage, dilation and curettage, dilation and curettage.
자궁내막증.
Endometriosis, endometriosis, endometriosis.
자궁근종.
Uterine myoma, uterine myoma, uterine myoma.
평활근종.
Leiomyoma, leiomyoma, leiomyoma.
자궁동맥색전술.
Uterine artery embolization, uterine artery embolization, uterine artery embolization.
점막 및 평활근종.
Submucosal leiomyoma, submucosal leiomyoma, submucosal leiomyoma.
벽속근종, 벽내근종.
Intramural myoma, intramural myoma, intramural myoma.
난소암종.
Ovarian carcinoma, ovarian carcinoma, ovarian carcinoma.
장액낭 세맘종, 장액낭 선암종.
Serous cystadenocarcinoma, serous cystadenocarcinoma, serous cystadenocarcinoma.
점액낭세맘종.
Mucinous cystadenocarcinoma, mucinous cystadenocarcinoma, mucinous cystadenocarcinoma.
BRCA1.
Breast cancer 1, breast cancer 1, breast cancer 1.
BRCA2.
Breast cancer 2, breast cancer 2, breast cancer 2.
예방 난소절제.
Prophylactic oophorectomy, prophylactic oophorectomy, prophylactic oophorectomy.
난소낭종.
Ovarian cysts, ovarian cysts, ovarian cysts.
피부 모양기형 낭종, 유피낭종.
Dermoid cyst, dermoid cyst, dermoid cyst.
양성낭성기형종.
Benign cystic teratoma, benign cystic teratoma, benign cystic teratoma.
성숙기형종.
Mature teratoma, mature teratoma, mature teratoma.
골반염 증질환, 골반염.
Pelvic inflammatory disease, pelvic inflammatory disease, pelvic inflammatory disease.
자궁관염, 난관염.
Salpingitis, salpingitis, salpingitis.
성매개 감염.
Sexually transmitted infection, sexually transmitted infection, sexually transmitted infection.
임질.
Gonorrhea, gonorrhea, gonorrhea.
클라미디아 감염.
Chlamydial infection, chlamydial infection, chlamydial infection.
매독.
Syphilis, syphilis, syphilis.
생식기 포진.
Genital herpes, genital herpes, genital herpes.
촉진.
Palpation, palpation, palpation.
유방암.
Carcinoma of the breast, carcinoma of the breast, carcinoma of the breast.
침습관 암종.
Invasive ductal carcinoma, invasive ductal carcinoma, invasive ductal carcinoma,
속질암종, 수질암종,
medullary carcinoma, medullary carcinoma, medullary carcinoma,
소엽암종,
lobular carcinoma, lobular carcinoma, lobular carcinoma,
겨드랑 림프절, 애과 림프절,
axillary lymph nodes, axillary lymph nodes, axillary lymph nodes,
입체 중심 부바늘 생검,
stereotactic core needle biopsy, stereotactic core needle biopsy, stereotactic core needle biopsy,
덩이절제,
lumpectomy, lumpectomy, lumpectomy,
감시림프절생검, 전초림프절생검,
sentinel node biopsy, sentinel node biopsy, sentinel node biopsy,
변형근 치유방 절제술,
modified radical mastectomy, modified radical mastectomy, modified radical mastectomy,
피부 보존 유방 절제술,
skin sparing mastectomy, skin sparing mastectomy, skin sparing mastectomy,
에스트로젠 수용체,
estrogen receptor, estrogen receptor, estrogen receptor,
호르몬 치료,
hormone therapy, hormone therapy, hormone therapy,
타목시펜,
tamoxifen, tamoxifen, tamoxifen,
아로마테이스 억제제,
aromatase inhibitor, aromatase inhibitor, aromatase inhibitor,
삼중음성 종양,
triple negative tumor, triple negative tumor, triple negative tumor,
유방 섬유낭병,
fibrocystic breast disease, fibrocystic breast disease, fibrocystic breast disease,
태반조기 박리,
abruptio placentae, abruptio placentae, abruptio placentae,
자궁의 임신,
ectopic pregnancy, ectopic pregnancy, ectopic pregnancy,
자궁관 임신, 난관 임신,
tubal pregnancy, tubal pregnancy, tubal pregnancy,
다태 임신, 무심신,
multiple gestations, multiple gestations, multiple gestations,
보조생식 기술,
assisted reproductive technology, assisted reproductive technology, assisted reproductive technology,
전치태반,
placenta previa, placenta previa, placenta previa,
조기산통,
premature labor, premature labor, premature labor,
자간전증, 전자간증,
preeclampsia, preeclampsia, preeclampsia,
자간전증, 전자간증,
eclampsia, eclampsia, eclampsia,
아프가 점수,
Apgar score, Apgar score, Apgar score,
다운증후군,
Down syndrome, Down syndrome, Down syndrome,
태아적혈모 구증,
erythroblastosis fetalis, erythroblastosis fetalis, erythroblastosis fetalis,
신생아용혈병,
hemolytic disease in the newborn, hemolytic disease in the newborn, hemolytic disease in the newborn,
유리질막병,
hyaline membrane disease, hyaline membrane disease, hyaline membrane disease,
신생아홉 곤란증후군,
respiratory distress syndrome of newborn, respiratory distress syndrome of newborn, respiratory distress syndrome of newborn,
표면활성제, 표면활성 물질,
surfactant, surfactant, surfactant,
물레증, 수두증,
hydrocephalus, hydrocephalus, hydrocephalus,
숫구멍 천문,
fontanelle, fontanelle, fontanelle,
태변흡인 증후군,
meconium aspiration syndrome, meconium aspiration syndrome, meconium aspiration syndrome,
날문 협착,
pyloric stenosis, pyloric stenosis, pyloric stenosis,
파파니콜로 검사, 자궁경부질 세포진 검사,
Papa-Nicolau test, Papa-Nicolau test, Papa-Nicolau test,
파파니콜로표 발음 표본,
Pap smear, Pap smear, Pap smear,
질경유자 궁절제,
vaginal speculum, vaginal speculum, vaginal speculum,
임신 검사,
pregnancy test, pregnancy test, pregnancy test,
질경유 초음파 촬영술,
transvaginal ultrasonography, transvaginal ultrasonography, transvaginal ultrasonography,
복부경유 초음파 촬영술,
transabdominal ultrasonography, transabdominal ultrasonography, transabdominal ultrasonography,
자궁자궁관 조영술, 자궁난관 조영술,
hysterosalpingography, hysterosalpingography, hysterosalpingography,
유방방사선 촬영.
mammography, mammography, mammography.
유방방사선 영상.
Mammogram, mammogram, mammogram.
디지털 단층 합성.
Digital tomosynthesis, digital tomosynthesis, digital tomosynthesis.
골반 초음파 촬영술.
Pelvic ultrasonography, pelvic ultrasonography, pelvic ultrasonography.
흡인.
Aspiration, aspiration, aspiration.
지짐술.
Cauterization, cauterization, cauterization.
고리전기 지짐 절제술.
Loop electrocautery excision procedure, loop electrocautery excision procedure, loop electrocautery excision procedure.
지락대경 검사, 질복의 검사.
Colposcopy, colposcopy, colposcopy.
골반 내진 자세, 하늘 자전거 자세.
Lithotomy position, lithotomy position, lithotomy position.
원뿔 절제술, 원추 절제술.
Conization, conization, conization.
원뿔 생검.
Cone biopsy, cone biopsy, cone biopsy.
냉동 수술.
Cryosurgery, cryosurgery, cryosurgery.
동결지짐, 동결소자.
Cryocauterization, cryocauterization, cryocauterization.
내용물적 출술.
Exenteration, exenteration, exenteration.
골반 내용물적 출술.
Pelvic exenteration, pelvic exenteration, pelvic exenteration.
복강경술.
Laparoscopy, laparoscopy, laparoscopy.
채소 침습 수술.
Minimally invasive surgery, minimally invasive surgery, minimally invasive surgery.
복강경 난소절제술.
Laparoscopic oophorectomy, laparoscopic oophorectomy, laparoscopic oophorectomy.
자궁관 묶음 난관결찰.
Tubal ligation, tubal ligation, tubal ligation.
불임법.
Sterilization, sterilization, sterilization.
유산.
Abortion, abortion, abortion.
자연유산.
Spontaneous abortion, spontaneous abortion, spontaneous abortion.
유도유산, 유발유산.
Induced abortion, induced abortion, induced abortion.
치료적 유산.
Therapeutic abortion, therapeutic abortion, therapeutic abortion.
선택 유산.
Elective abortion, elective abortion, elective abortion.
양막천자, 약수천자.
Amniocentesis, amniocentesis, amniocentesis.
제왕절개.
Caesarean section, caesarean section, caesarean section.
머리골반 불균형.
Cephalopelvic disproportion, cephalopelvic disproportion, cephalopelvic disproportion.
태아 절박가사.
Fetal distress, fetal distress, fetal distress.
태아 저사소증.
Fetal hypoxia, fetal hypoxia, fetal hypoxia.
어깨 테이.
Shoulder presentation, shoulder presentation, shoulder presentation.
육모막 육모표 본체치.
Chorionic villus sampling, chorionic villus sampling, chorionic villus sampling.
태아 감시, 태아 모니터링.
Fetal monitoring, fetal monitoring, fetal monitoring.
체외 수정.
In vitro fertilization, in vitro fertilization, in vitro fertilization.
알파 태아 단백질.
Alpha fetoprotein, alpha fetoprotein, alpha fetoprotein.
자기 유방 검사.
Breast self-examination, breast self-examination, breast self-examination.
기능장애 자궁출혈.
Dysfunctional uterine bleeding, dysfunctional uterine bleeding, dysfunctional uterine bleeding.
제자리간 암종.
Ductal carcinoma in situ, ductal carcinoma in situ, ductal carcinoma in situ.
태아 심박수.
Fetal heart rate, fetal heart rate, fetal heart rate.
최종월 경주기.
Last menstrual period, last menstrual period, last menstrual period.